John Yoko's heroin use in the 70s that's been reported as being a big factor in his lack of creativity to a certain extent?
Well, both of those were before he moved to New York. The primal screen therapy that he did in California was done in 70, and that is a big part of his first solo album, John Lennon's Plastic Ono Band. And that album was primarily recorded then in Tittenhurst, and then he did Imagine also in Tittenhurst. And, you know, and the heroin, which cold turkey is obviously a big part of, which they never, I don't think they ever shot up, they smoked heroin, this is what they talked about. Both of those were before he came to New York in August of 71. And I needed a starting point, and I needed parameters, and I needed to be able to define my narrative. And, you know, I didn't think that moving into Bank Street was an arbitrary start point. I thought it was actually quite a good one. And I just said, okay, you know, I can't do everything. You know, film cannot be like a book, like a nonfiction book. It can't encompass everything. You have to, you know, unfortunately, you know, sometimes you have an audience. I mean, there are filmmakers, you know, I couldn't make Empire, you know, just 16 hours of people walking into the Empire State Building. And you had to make choices to keep the narrative moving forward and to define your story. And so I wasn't going to do the Beatles, because that had been done. And I wasn't going to do, in the end, I ended up not doing Liverpool. You know, I'm not doing Mother. And I decided, okay, my starting point is Bank Street in the summer of 71, and John Yoko are riding around the village in bicycles, and, you know, you have an obvious end in December of 1980. And, you know, I don't make any claim to being exhaustive or definitive, but there are elements in the film that have never been covered, at least in film, before. And I think they flow and work because of that decision, narratively, to stick to New York, and to stick to him becoming a New Yorker, the immigrant story. You know, why did he leave London? What was it that pushed them out? And why was, you know, what is it about New York? What is it about this place that, you know, attracts not just John Lennon, but, you know, people from the Dominican Republic and China and Chicago, you know, and Texas, or wherever, you know.
On the end there?
Yes, two questions. One, the movie starts with a very public bang of his arrival at